music thingy. I thought they were, you know, I thought all of these ones were non-copyright, right?
I think even
This one that I'm playing, yes.
you have to go to like the actual
I have to
YouTube.
I have to always write just copyright free.
Oh.
I got tricked. There you go.
Best non-copyright.
Some of them are so good. You like this?
But you can see though, if you click show more, you can see if
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the whole closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these
Turn the music down. Thank you. Audio. Better now? Do.
morning.
Good morning. I like music.
Oh, okay.
Let's go back to our.
Video. Oh, there's a video game.
Let's play this. I don't know what this is.
Oh, this is it. Oh yeah.
Alright, Brain Bolo beginner's guide today. Let's see what we come up with.
Large.
It's a lesson specifically for Steve.
Northern Hemisphere.
I forgot. I didn't do a De La Riva class. I was looking for my De La Riva classes and I haven't done that. That would have been better before this.
Oh.
But I was sure I did a De La Riva class and then
You probably did.
there was nothing there. I couldn't find it. Anyway,
Okay.
today we're going to look at a couple of Berimbolo types. So we have the traditional Mendes Brothers Berimbolos, or Meow. We have the Kyotera, the clamp variation. Then we have the Levi Jones one, the pretzel variation. Depending, I think everyone should do all three of them and see which one you like best, and then kind of get better at one of them. People with longer legs, I think the Kyotera one is better.
I don't think I've ever done that one.
You have, it's not good for you. The traditional one is good anytime, I think, and the pretzel one is everyone's favorite.
That one's easy.
If I was going to teach someone okay, so there's two types of berimbolos for beginners that you don't need any inversion on. So even if you're bad at inversion, you can do these. And they are the overhead berimbolo and the baby bolo. The baby bolo is the one that we kind of get taught first, which is this one. So from the De La Riva, I'm gonna get a deep De La Riva hook by extending my hips up and then around the leg, and you can see my De La Riva hook is just gonna go to the far leg there. Gonna use that to pull myself behind the person. Reach for the far leg. That's the important thing, because if you don't, if you don't, they're just gonna spin in that direction really easily. So that leg there, it's really important. So I grab the leg, and then you can't see me grabbing the leg, but I have the far grip there. And then I grab right in the middle of her belt. Scoop myself behind, double butterfly hooks, pull them down, and then extend. You know what I found out recently? That you can scroll like this.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We can let you do that with any video.
Yeah. So again, I have my collar grip, deep De La Riva hook. They step back, reach for the far leg, grab the belt, double hooks, pull them down and extend. Quite an easy one to do. Again, requires no inversion. It's called the baby bolo, and it's probably one of the most beginner friendly introductions to a back take. Kiwi likes this one.
Yeah.
Overhead one, this is my favorite one, which again doesn't require an inversion, but it requires quite a setup. And the setup is, first of all, a nice collar grip, and my foot is on her hip bone. That's the two grips you need, and then you need some form of commitment of the person on top to put pressure on you. And you can do that by pulling with your wrists and using your legs as well. It's gonna look like this. I float her up, gonna reach for the belt here, and then pretty much my kind of De La Riva hook is gonna become a back hook over here, and my other hook is just gonna kind of float around there behind the knee, just becoming a butterfly hook. It's hard to see this, but I'm basically lifting her over this knee, and once that's over, you can just hook the back of her knee. Again is the collar grip, the foot on the hip, that's gonna float her over. She needs to base to not get overhead swept, and that's what gives you the back. So here, both her arms are here, so now you've got access to the back. Again, you did no inversions for that one, so those are quite good. Look who's here.
Wow, hello.
Rogerio's in the house.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the overhead berimbolo. How are things, Rogerio? I know.
How's the wifey?
How's the babies? Rogerio likes this one. The baby bolo. His long ass legs.
I feel like a lot of things is easier with long legs.
Everything is easier.
Aww. So sweet. The #1 fan is here.
Are you still doing classes, Roger?
Isn't it okay in Dubai?
I think so. How's the training going? It's normal there, I think.
We're not allowed in there.
Can we still
Been
go?
barred.
Is that 2 weeks? Is it completely no fly?
I haven't checked the updates.
That's cool. No worries.
Aw,
Thanks for saying hi.
thanks
I
for
miss you
dropping
guys.
in.
Bye bye. Take care. No worries. So moving on. So we did the two non-inversion berimbolos, or baby bolo. We have the overhead. And the baby bolo. I think everyone should learn both of them. They're equally important. Again, this is my favorite one.
I think that's the first game that you taught me, isn't it? Because in comps I would only do De La Riva, then baby bolo,
Yes, it's really easy to teach.
or close guard, then hard bar.
Now we move on to the types of berimbolos. Nothing really changes between all of them except the leg positionings and the way you invert. So if you learn one of them, it's quite easy to pick up the second one. We start with the traditional one over here, where again, for every single berimbolo attempt, you're gonna have to off balance the person. Doesn't matter how you do it. That would be another lesson. So that's your De La Riva lesson there, where you find a way to drop the person onto the hips. Here I'm just sitting up, grabbing the belts and pulling them down. But there's many ways of doing it. So often, most people's reaction should be when they drop down to post on their arm or elbow to prevent you from coming up. Okay? If they don't, you can just come up on top, which we'll see later. But first up, we have the Mendes Bravo Berimbolo, where we bring our head through underneath their legs. And then the main thing here, once we reach this point where we're exactly underneath the person, what we're looking for is a far trouser grip or even a cupping grip of the far leg. That's the main difference. And then I'm gonna throw my partner over, and what helps me is her being on her elbow. That's my indicator for me to be able to do this. I'm gonna throw her and load her onto this shin. This is the leg that most people have trouble with because they let it die. So just make sure that leg is always in contact with their body. Float her over, and that's the Mendes version, or Mia, or traditional. Looks like that. Ginger has arrived.
Hey. Hello, bees.
Good morning.
Hello. You be late. Just joking.
So that's our traditional Mendes style or Meow style Berimbolo. Again, you have to draw this 1,000 times before you get kind of good at it. You miss Rogerio. The leg connection is the thing that people forget the most. You gotta keep in contact with your legs the whole time. Roll through, reach for the far leg, load it onto your shin, and that's the Berimbolo.
She didn't remember. She just saw you pop up on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Just an afterthought.
Yeah, it's like those pop-up ads.
What's going on?
Kyotera style Berimbolo now. Oh, do you still have the videos of you and Marianne rolling?
Yeah.
We can do a breakdown. Can you plug it into my computer?
You know later.
Yeah. Just plug it in and then.
The Marianne stuff. Tell Marianne. It's so funny.
I think she knows. I think the whole jiu-jitsu knows by now.
I wouldn't know.
The memes.
It's so funny.
Let me just upload this.
See, Marianne doesn't know.
She does. About
What's
the
his name?
slaps. The slap jiu-jitsu that happened.
Slap jeans. How do I put it on?
It is T.
It's
Hold on.
hilarious.
I'm just gonna upload
What was the fight
her
on
matches.
flow grappling?
Yeah.
Ah, she knows.
Of course it does. Steve knows.
So good.
Steve, have you seen the slap?
Igor said flow grappling was getting shit for like posting or like egging it on.
What's wrong with your phone? It's not showing up, obviously.
What's wrong with my phone? It's not in order though.
It's okay. It's still fine.
Yeah, it happened like this week.
That was a tournament.
Weekend?
There was
Yeah.
a tournament on the weekend. Gordon Ryan versus Robert. Robert
Some
Jamiris.
Brazilian guy.
And then the other side there was Craig Jones versus some guy from Atos. I forgot his name. But anyway, after the match, Craig Jones won, and then Gordon Ryan went to shake Andre Galvan's hand, which is the coach of the guy that Greg beat. And then Andre Galvan flipped him off.
So fucking childish, like why?
But he did it because of the online shit Gordon Ryan's been telling him.
Oh, he was trying shit.
Yeah.
Is that it?
He just posts a bunch of memes about Atos people, and
I mean, you have to rise above the haters.
and then he tries to fight back, but he's really bad at like memes and jokes.
He's not in with the times.
Yeah, he's a bit of the older generation, so he's not good at trash talking either.
He takes
So
it personal.
Yeah, he's Brazilian basically. It's not here. Is it on my phone?
It's on my phone.
Oh, this is
It's literally there. I'm looking at it.
that's not.
Look.
That's not your phone.
Look.
I said that's not your phone.
See? Wait,
I
what's
said
not my
that's
phone?
not your phone.
Oh. Oh, you're
Hold
never
on.
gonna get it like that. Should I just
Sure.
email it?
Oh, that drum roll got. Yeah, Deathwood Generation thing. Trying to
I'm
find.
not getting the jokes.
I can't find it, dude.
Oh, hold on. I'm fishing. You put it by date. So don't go like that.
It's not finding a phone, that's the thing.
Oh, let me reconnect it then.
Sorry guys, trying to upload this thing. We can take a look at it.
Why is it not working? Close my phone.
You should say allow or something.
Yeah, I know, that's what I wasn't saying. I already allowed it though. Hold on, pictures.
I give up. Alright, back to left. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the Mendes, bro. If you airdrop it to my phone, I can get it from mine.
Okay.
So we went over the Mendes style one. The Kyotera, this is the one that advised people with long legs to do. But it's a bit different.
Which one? All of them or just? I'll do all of them.
No, I don't have enough space. Just do the Marianne's.
Oh yeah, but there's many.
Oh yeah. So the main difference between the Kyotera one is when you invert. You remember for the Mendes one, we reached for the far trousers, and then we just
There's only two.
float them over to our shins. On this version, we're gonna kind of triangle our legs, knee to shin, which looks like this. So it's pretty much like the Mendes one, but we're not gonna float the person first. So I come up and you see how I clamp my foot here close to that knee. And that's just to secure everything in place. And then I'm gonna float through like this. And then the important thing here is to keep this trouser grip. My belt grip is gonna switch to the back of the collar. And then I'm gonna thread my leg through, keeping the trousers grip the whole time. Now the benefit to this is when you do the traditional berimbolo, what happens is people can keep spinning with you and you have to follow them on top at this point here. So if Chris wanted to, she could keep spinning here and I'd have to be faster than her, following her and come up on top. The Kyotera variation, it really kind of negates that. So you get your triangle clamp here, which is this, which is knee, elbow control, and then I float her over and I keep the trouser grip, so it's harder for her to keep spinning. And this back of the collar grip. That's another way. So these two, again, the Kaya one takes a lot more detail, and I think the longer your legs is slightly better. Mendes one is a bit more speed related. Is the Kaya one the one that we have drilled? No, I don't show the Kaya one very often. Yeah. I kind of... I don't think I've ever showed it to you, this version. I just remembered it now.
When we were drilling it for the videos, it feels weird as well.
Yeah. Very good though. I completely forgot about it. Until we were doing the burn bowl lesson. You'll be good for Marianne, she's got really long legs. We have the Levi Jones one, or the pretzel one. This is the one everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
For this variation, we do something slightly different. I think I did the Cartero and the Caesar. So confused. Cartero on every single grip matters.
The leggy one.
Like you need every single grip. For the Levi Jones one, there's no inversion on this. It's a roll over your forehead, which can be uncomfortable if drilled wrong. But we come here, we put the person down, and before, right, we kind of spin underneath the person. This time, we're just gonna roll in that direction. So it looks like this. So it's almost like you're coming up on top, but then you turn your shoulder over. And the beauty about this, that's basically us going from the landing position where we invert through, right? And we end up in the same position if we inverted here. Okay, so if we go back to the Cartero one or any variation, here we spin underneath and we land in this position, right? The pretzel, the same thing, there's no inversion. You roll over your forehead and we land in the same position. Now, for the pretzel version, we do this kind of leg crampless variation. That's why people like it. Controls the hip really well. Basic rule for it, you want both your feet kind of close to the hips or the head. And I'm gonna stomp it down, and that should kind of spin the person a little bit. There, you can see the hip going. Q gets a nasty neck crank there because she doesn't roll with me. She stays there like a potato. Well, that's the pretzel variation here. Normally the person would relieve the pressure by bringing the head back.
It's just being a bad uke. Marianne knows.
You do a little shrimp afterwards. You can switch to twist the hooks here. There's so many different variations, but that's just the standard one.
Like I'm struggling.
The airdrop.
Yeah.
Plug my phone back now. So recapping all three variations of the berimbolo, we have the Mendes style, which is the traditional one. Spin underneath.
And then what?
Look for the far leg, float over. Did you allow it?
I didn't even ask.
Phone is just weird.
I have too much, so this one would never work on my phone.
You didn't airdrop it.
It's right there, I can see it. Go down. Do these two.
Oh.
What is that?
Mendes Brothers. Kayatera, sorry, we're just uploading the video. Kayatera variation. Spin underneath. The clamp, I think, yeah, this is a good one, I need to remember it. Clamp the triangle and then float them over.
Yeah, I feel like I can't get out when you clamp the legs.
Yes, it's very tight.
Yeah.
And it teaches you to not leave your hooks flopping about.
Yeah. Because normally you can kind of kick out of when they're doing berimbolos, but if you're trapping the leg, you're kind of stuck.
Exactly. Very well done, Q-san.
Thank you so much.
And then the Levi Jones one, where you pull them down, roll over your forehead, try to come up. Come up. That's probably the easiest one. Alright, so being good at berimbolo just isn't quite good enough, unfortunately. You need to know your connections, when to switch to different stuff. The time to go for berimbolo is anytime people land on their elbow, like this. Okay, and there's space for you to roll underneath, and they're not blocking your far leg. That's really important. If you don't have this connection of the legs, if you roll through, they will take your back, or they'll counter you, or they'll just kick free. That's your first thing to kind of get good at, is just keeping your legs really sticky. With the baby bolo, Caesar showed one from the riva where he stamps the front foot on the floor, or is just the variations for beginners. No, for the baby bolo, you can just put this foot on the floor here and stomp to get a deep
just to go fly.
Yeah, doesn't really matter, as long as it really depends if you're far enough away from the person that you can stomp the foot on the floor.
I like doing that as well, actually.
Because you move fast. You can put your foot on the hip as well. It doesn't really matter. Anytime you can get a deep de la riva hook, you'll be fine. So moving on, leg drags is the second thing you need to drill properly. We're gonna go for this when the leg's too heavy, if you're scared of the toe hold, if the hips are on the mat. It's an easy 2 points, and I forgot to put the most important one. Your hooks are kind of not sticky. And this is what it looks like. So this is our standard berimbolo. Chris here, you see, has done a good job pushing my leg away, so there's no connection over here. So I'm gonna still spin underneath, and you can see my leg is really far away. I'm never going to take her back anymore. So instead I'm gonna switch to a leg drag, and that just means I'm gonna bring my knees close to my chest and tuck my knee behind this leg. There. Now we get to a stage where we call pre-leg drag, which we can do the same movement as the berimbolo, where we kind of chuck the person over to the other side by using our legs, but we can see that you never end up on their back. You end up in this kind of position. This, you guys, gets really complicated, but now I'm going to reach for the far leg and glue it to my hip. So I'm going to pull it past me like this, and that's just so she doesn't start kicking my legs and getting herself free. So now I'm going to weave my foot on the inside, get the collar grip now, which I can't find, and come up on top into a leg drag. So again, get your knee behind, float them over, look for the far leg, control the far leg while you do your leg work, and come up on top. Reason why we do our leg work is because if you just come up from here, you end up in either 50-50 or one leg X. So instead, weave your foot on the inside, come up on your forehead, get in nice and tight, and control the person. That's probably the easiest 2 points you can get from kind of a failed berimbolo attempt. Quite easy. Alright, so that's our leg drag. Any questions about these so far? Because it's just gonna get more complicated as we go through. The beginner's class is probably just this right here, these two moves. because after that it just gets complicated. Moving on, we have crab ride. So if you're good at berimbolos, you'll also be good at leg drags, and you'll also be good at crab ride. So you have to learn the whole package. When to go for crab ride? When people are hiding their back, they put their back on the mat. That could be one option. One of the benefits of having it is easier to get to the back from it. It's a lot more forgiving. But it looks like this. The other time you can go for it is if you're just too far from the person. Now, if you go for leg drag, that means you could also go for crab ride. So it's one or the other. Here Chris is just scooting away from you, see? So that's when I'm going to choose to go to crab ride. Crab ride just means 2 butterfly hooks behind each knee. And if you can just weave your legs in there, you'll be in crab ride. So you can see my foot's going to go behind here. The other one's going to do exactly the same. 1 and 2. Then I'm going to climb up, reach for the belt or trousers with both of my hands. And that's pretty much it. And then the drill here is just getting up to one shoulder at a time. There's me on one shoulder. There's me on the other shoulder. And what this does is it basically elevates the hips up. So that's just me switching sides. And at one point you can choose to take that back like that. There's other variations, but that's just the simplest one. So I roll underneath, get my crab ride hooks, side to side transitions, and then when you find an opening, you just kind of pull them towards you and flick your hooks. Again, these are hard to imagine, but if you drill them before, it's a lot easier to drill them than to look at them. So that's our berimbolo to crab ride. And here's an easy way of remembering what to go for in each case. So normally people's reaction to a berimbolo is one, kind of remain flat, up on the elbow or up on the hands. That's the main three. So we haven't looked at the flat scenario, which is this one, which is you basically just come up on top. You could try to force something else, but the easiest one, come up on top like that. You can do it really early, like right now. You can base on your hand and just come up, or you can roll through and then come up. And you land in not so bad position. So it's another easy 2 points there. Crab ride, a nice indicator for it is when they're up on 2 hands. So here you see how Chris has both of her arms on the floor. That means she's trying to make her hips or legs heavy. That means if we can knock her base back, we'll be able to access her back. And crab ride is a good way of doing that. So there, get my crab ride in. This is just another crab ride variation. I'm gonna float her. That's me getting her back to the mat. Now her hips are light. And then I have access to the back. So that's just usually how it works. So right now her hips are light. I can get to the X, but I can't get access to her back. So I get her back to the mat first, then I stack her, then I can get the back. So that's crab ride. Then the last one is the reverse berimbolo. This is what kind of the next level of your berimbolo career.
What?
Against people who are very good at defending them. So normally you enter a berimbolo fight, they will start kicking, shrimping and stuff, and you might lose the positions. And then reverse berimbolo is kind of your transition to get back to the berimbolos and back takes. So here's a simple one. I get all the way to leg drag. Could be a berimbolo, could be anything. But Chris kicks my hooks away because I haven't been too sticky with them. There. So I'm going to start attacking the other side. And that's the main thing here. I start attacking the other side, I can just come up on top. And that's me switching to a pretzel on the other side. This takes so much timing and drilling for you to get good at. But it's probably one of the best things to drill.
Wow.
Because it happens a lot.
I'm already confused.
Where you start a berimbolo and people shrimp away, or you're losing the hip connection and then they kick you far away and somehow you have to re-invert again. So that all I'm doing is, this is a crab ride hook. I keep this and I come up on top. For this to become a pretzel bolo, all I have to do now is put my leg over the top. And this is the Levi Jones berimbolo.
Oh.
You've done this before.
It looks hard.
Yes, the reverse berimbolo. It's quite, it's one of those cool little connection drills that makes you able to switch sides. So here, right, at the end, I could thread this leg through and put it here and bring my other leg as a De La Riva hook, and you just turn into a berimbolo on the other side, if that makes sense. So you see this kiwi here where we land like this. That's your berimbolo positioning, right? De La Riva.
Yeah.
You lose the position here
Yeah.
because the person kicks,
Yeah.
and we land in a reverse berimbolo like this. Now if I were to take this leg out and put it through here, that would turn to the same position on the other side. Yes.
That's hard.
But instead, we come up on top, and then we set up the end of the pretzel.
You just catch that out of it.
Yeah, because it's an easier transition. That's the only reason why we come up when we do crab ride. Do you remember? We do crab ride, we come up on top, then we go for the back. Because it's easier than setting up your legs to do another berimbolo on the other side. Cool? Alright guys, that is it. So, recapping stuff. Get good at the overhead berimbolo to look cool and get easy back takes. Baby bolo for life. To be honest, you're only gonna get this on bad people. Mendes Brothers berimbolo. Look for the far leg, float them over your shin, and that's it. Hayatera berimbolo, get your clamp going. This will teach you to be tight on your legs. Triangle, and then float them over. Keep the trouser grip. This is the thing that people forget. Levi Jones one. Roll over your forehead. And we end in a pretzel. Double feet stomp. Take the back. Then it's just learning when to use each move. Go for the leg drag anytime you feel the person's either attacking your foot or pushing your foot away. And then drill the leg work and the tightness. grabbed something else there, Kiwi. When to switch the crab ride. If they're running away from you, or you're losing connection, or they've got both of their hands onto the mat like this, it's a good time to go for crab ride. And then you've got to learn your crab ride transitions. Side to side drill is a beginner friendly drill that you can do, where you just switch from one shoulder to the other and float them over when the hips are up. There are times where you're gonna have to just come up on top because the person's just doing a very good job staying flat. But most of the time, if you're drilling berimbolo, you'll be very stubborn and you never take this because you just want the back.
Oh.
But if you're a smart fighter, you just come up on top. You need to know when to switch this. But most people, they never switch. I don't switch.
I tried doing that one
People
time.
just want to take the back instead.
I fucked up. I think my legs were intertwined and I tried getting up.
Crab ride. And then reverse berimbolo. Once you get very good at it. This is the one that's going to catch people off guard, because lots of people are used to defending the berimbolo, but once you learn to switch sides like this, very difficult for them to counter.
Wow.
What's that?
That one's cool. I want to try that.
Me too. Alright, that is the lesson. Let us see. Ginger versus Kiwi. Where does the videos go? I forgot.
On your phone?
No, go somewhere here.
Download? What's the date today?
iPhone here.
Oh. Stop that. You need to make it bigger. I can't see which one. I don't think it's any of those.
Really?
Yeah, it's not any of those.
That's Kiwi. There you go. That's the pictures. See what I mean when I record it in the zoomed out variation?
Are you recording on my phone? Because my phone. Wait, we have the same phone.
Yes,
Never
we do.
mind.
But can you see when I
Yeah.
record in the zoomed out thing? It's always kind of.
This one's better. That one's
This one's better, yeah. I think I didn't zoom out on this one. Oh, that's me actually recording. This is the first one we're actually having good quality.
Yeah, don't know why.
It's because I was moving. Alright, let's see Kiwa's famous guard pull over here.
One where I don't even have foot on the hip. I
Let's
just
see
pull.
if she blocks the knee slide.
Just pull. Get on the ground. Wow. Oh my god, my foot was almost there.
The riva guard, little break. There's the baby
There's that
bolo
thingy that
attempt.
Steve was saying. See, I do the kick, but you see where I went.
Oh, yeah. There's the kick.
Very, very. Look at that.
You reach the far leg here.
But I don't know. I got it.
So here you need to invert straight away. And you're trying to get crab right, I see.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Nice. So Ginger does the correct thing here. She keeps that leg away.
That's right.
Let's see
that's
if you
right.
guys know what should you do here. What's our move if they have the leg?
Leg drag.
Yes, leg drag. Well done.
I was guessing.
Very good.
How do you do
You
leg
should
drag?
go leg drag here,
I'm doing crab ride.
but you go crab ride instead.
I think.
And her foot.
I
is
don't
in
know
the
like
wrong
leg
position.
drag from here, man.
Yeah.
What's
You went
happening?
crab ride without the hooks inside.
Yeah.
She comes back.
I don't know what's happening now. Oh, we're here again.
So
Back to square one.
You reset again here. When people follow, like, come back on top like this, Marianne, you should focus on stepping over this leg when you come back. So with this arm, you're hugging her, right? She could follow you up and take your back at the moment. So you should be pushing this down and stepping over it. We call it courtesy kind of step. So here, before you do the big step over, you kind of need to control this leg. But you didn't, so she's able to follow you. And if she kept spinning with you, she could have dropped you back down and did the same move and started a nice tight berimbolo. But you do have a good base, so you're not swept. She has the fast sleeve, she sits up with sitting guard.
Good sign. Oh yeah, it goes bad when you zoom out.
Yeah.
Like literally, as you zoomed out, it went bad.
She still has the sleeve.
Don't know what I'm.
Ginger, never knee slice someone if they have your sleeve like that. Here you could have be bumped, single legged.
Oh.
Could have smashed your face onto the floor. All Chris has to do is give you a hard bump behind your bum and come up to a single. Or you could go shin to shin. So move for Ginger. When someone gets you in this kind of, we call it ball and chain sweep. The hand that she's grabbing the sleeve with, you should put it on the mat in between her legs and back step. That makes sense. So here, still has sleeve. You look for the underhook. Again, if she has a tight underhook like that, you don't fish for it, because right now you have no base at all. Again, she could have bumped you. If her underhook's tight, you don't even waste your time trying to fight it. But you get a nice whizzer here. There's your whizzer. You let go of it. Come up. Stand up. Chris should be standing up, but she's just hugging. And you both kind of negate each other.
Trying to do a leg thing, but you know.
There's a leg drag attempt. Very nice. Beautiful.
Nice.
So that's a nice hip thrust pass, we call this, right? So here. She pulls, she gets a leg drag. Chris does the correct thing. She shrimps towards her.
Shrimps.
And she puts her foot onto her hip. And here is just like a guard pull when people are bringing their knee in. If you can thrust your hips forward aggressively, you can force the hips to the other side, and you can end up with a pass just like she did.
Lovely.
This is beautiful.
Lovely.
Very nice hip thrust.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Something happened.
Don't know what's going on here. My leg's trapped over there.
50-50.
That's 50-50, what the fuck?
Yes. Yeah, lots of inversions for you. You just need to get this knee up.
Yeah, it's trapped. I put it there.
As you trying to come up to a leg drag. Ginger accepts bottom here.
Wow, you're not even filming now.
Over on this pass. I think I was setting up the time or changing the music because you're playing Ariana Grande.
Oh yeah, my great music.
There you go. Over on this. Over on this pass counter, Ginger. You can scrape her face to the other side.
Scrape the face.
So her pass only works if her head is right here. So you can use your hands to push her head to the other side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You'll be free.
That's true.
Buggy choke attempt there.
Boogies.
Knee on belly.
My little toes.
Ginger, you could go crazy mode here and flip her over.
Why didn't you stand?
Stand?
Why didn't you stand?
I don't know.
It's such a weird position that you're filming.
I'm probably still on the iPad. I was standing most of it. Oh, you're isolating her arm here?
I like doing that. It doesn't work on Lynn because she's so small. Her hand just comes out, and that's so weird to me because it doesn't ever happen to anyone else.
Oh, nice little catch there. That is the correct counter, Ginger, you're doing there. If they isolate your arm, try to grab the ankle and push it towards your legs. You barely missed it there because she got wiggly feet.
Yeah. I'm not good at north-south. Don't really know where to go.
Morris. Single leg. Sprawl.
Nice.
Breaking my dojo.
It breaks itself.
She just let you guys bump your head to walls.
I was probably tired. I just sat down.
What the hell is this song?
This, all of it's bad, to be honest.
Ooh, very nice. Good passing here.
Nice.
Beautiful sequence.
Nice.
See what happened there. Chris is too fixated on double sleeve. And she can't get the foot on the biceps.
No, I'm not. She's grabbing my sleeve.
Can you not see you have double sleeves as well?
But what am I supposed to do if someone's grabbing my sleeve?
You can let go of it to frame.
But if they're grabbing my sleeve, how can I let go of the sleeve?
Because they're like this. You can still move your arm. You just did it because you let her hold it on.
Okay.
Other leg,
Nice,
hand, you
nice.
could grab the collar as well.
Oh
She
yeah,
just
I'm grabbing
switched
that one.
it. You're grabbing both, yeah.
Yeah, but the other one. Bad egg.
I like this now. I think this is when Ginger goes for the false rib.
False rib. Oh yeah, I remember. My leg goes down, I think.
She grabs her own feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sneaky.
Nice.
Boom. Now, but you could do Ginger as well. You see how she was keeping this arm very close here? And she felt that you were going for the move here.
I didn't actually
At this
know.
point here, where her hands are, you could have gone overhead and gotten a triangle. There. So there, you already beat her arm. She brings it back, but if you just slid it up, or if you just fall back at this point, she's very likely to try to come up on top, and you could gotten a nice triangle set up. Boom, 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 boom. Good elbow positioning first there. That elbow there's good. She's climbing too high. She's got her feet crossed. Should be trying to uncross her feet first.
I didn't know her feet was crossed.
You can only feel it. Good back take here. Lovely back take.
And then everything just falls apart again.
This is where you guys do your spinny.
Oh god, my tummy hurts.
Armbar attempt. Ginger, don't go for armbar ever if your leg's still on the inside. Because you're going for an armbar that you're giving her already to escape. If you go for armbar while the legs is in between, she's basically already countered it. It means you don't have the pinch of the knees, so it's really easy for them to rip out. What happened this round? Jesus. Nice.
Nice.
Not bad for people who haven't trained in a year. That was much better than some of the fights I saw this weekend in the competition.
Oh yeah.
Take care, Steve. I'll see you
Bye.
soon. No worries. That is it for today, guys. It's already 12. I'll see you.
Perfect timing.
I know.
Literally.
I'll see you all on Friday. We'll take a look at the other rows
There's only one more, so why not?
if you want. Next time. Right? Bye bye,
Righto.
Ginger Ringer.
Boo boo.
Take care, everyone. Have a lovely week.